They're fickle.
Yo, 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 what's poppin'? All my peeps, it is I, your host of the most Renaissance man who always thinks he can, and your champion of the peeps, Patty Pitt's back. Finally back once again in the Art of Streams for another edition of Pitts and Sara's Wrestling Show, where we take no nights off. And it's not just me, Patty P, here in the Art of Streams. I'm joined as always by the best of the West. You can't forget about Sara Marshall. What's popping, girl?
Hey, yo.
Hello.
Hey, yo.
Hello.
How we doing?
It's fine.
Yeah, I'm warm too. It's getting warmer here. Finally back. I was down and out, Sarah. All right. You know, I think the best way to describe how I was feeling over the past few days, even like kind of now, that lamb burger did kind of liven me up. But the verbal meme that I'm gonna describe is Kevin Owens getting powerbombed by Cody through the ladder and how he was accordioned up. That's basically how I was, either in a bed, couch, or chair, because of either neurovirus, food poisoning. I think I had my mom and girlfriend were thinking that it was my buddy who was sick over the weekend. He hosted a parade party. There's a multitude of things that could have happened. I'm just fucking happy I'm over. Okay. Because it was, I don't know. I mean, I'm gonna talk for you here because I think you'd agree with me. Being sick is the worst. No one likes being sick. It sucks. Like, and it's nice to do nothing and, whatever. No, but like, you can't do anything. Like, I didn't have the energy to play video games, you know what I mean? And that's when you know.
I hate when like you're sick and it'll be like for days and then you start being like, oh man, I had it so good. I don't even remember what it's like to not be sick anymore. Like, I hate when you start having those thoughts. Yeah.
Oh, it's the worst. And I'm happy to be back because we missed a crazy week. On Monday, I couldn't even watch Raw at the right time because I was in therapy. I tweeted about it. When I found out the time was going to be 3, I said I was going to have to move it. Didn't move it. And we had John Cena making his first appearance since Elimination Chamber. We had some gnarly shit go on over at AEW with my boy John Moxley, which I really want to get your thoughts on it. I've been waiting to ask what you thought of it. And then it's not a topic on the show, but I do want to bring it up now because I feel it's appropriate. I watched probably 90% of TNA last night. And guess what? It is the true number 2. It's not even close. It's the true number 2. The only difference.
So you're saying NXT and then TNA, or are you saying WWE and then TNA?
WWE. There's WWE. There's TNA. And then there's AEW in the corner. AEW is best compared to ECW. Last Wednesday only hammers home my point. But not only that, it's an alternative. It's not following WWE's pattern, but it is in other ways than, the more obvious, So that's the alternative. The alternative was not WCW. It was ECW. That was the different.
Yeah, well, a lot of people, I mean, it depended. I mean, there were going to be people who were loyal to one brand during the Monday Night Wars. However, people would also flip-flop. Like, if they felt like WCW was going to be, like, Nitro was going to be better this week, they'd watch that. And then if Raw looked good, they'd watch that. It's not like there were people like that other than the loyalists. But,
and
it's not as easy to, it was not as easy to do that then because there was no TiVo. So you couldn't.
DVR.
Yeah, you couldn't record or you couldn't like double screen it,
I think you just aged yourself by TiVo.
I mean, I'm a geriatric.
I remember TiVo. That's why I loved it.
Yeah, TiVo.
I remember when they first came out with it.
I didn't have until I moved to Arizona in 2013. I did not have recording on my TV. Like I had to watch things when it was on or I missed it.
In 2013?
Yeah, I didn't get it until we moved here. I know.
Sarah, I was recording TNA on Spike
Yeah.
in 4th or 5th grade
Yeah.
so
No.
that I could watch it before school at 5 AM.
We didn't have
That's
it.
when I was watching the X Division.
It's like I didn't get an iPhone. My first iPhone was the iPhone 4. And that was
That's
like
not
20.
that. That's not no, that's
Well,
not
that
that
was like
crazy.
2011 or 2012. I don't know.
That's not that weird. The DVR TiVo, that's crazier than the iPhone because 4 people still had Blackberries. They were still like
Yeah.
holding to their not regular phone, but like a keyboard phone, like
Hmm.
type shit.
That was also why I held on for so long because I was like, I don't want a digital keyboard. Like, I want a physical keyboard on my phone. I'm
Touch,
never
yeah,
gonna
I
do
wanted
that. And now I'm like,
to
I could fucking never, bro. I
get
could
that
never
shit
go back.
away from me. You
Yeah.
ever see someone try to send a text on a flip phone?
Um,
It's hilarious.
I had a flip phone and I did text on
I'm
it.
asking the viewers. I
Oh yeah,
understand you have,
T9
but the
Word when
viewers.
you had to press the button 3 times for the letter that was
Yeah.
third on the number. Yeah.
I'm asking the I'm
No,
I'm asking the peeps here.
probably all
'Cause
so
I
young.
would love to know the age range of some of these people. Some of them
David
give off like they are older.
David
Some may
knows.
be older than us.
David's older than me, so David
Okay.
knows. But I don't know anybody else. But yeah.
I think this comment right here is just this is how we're gonna address the peeps. Tom the man says you could have a worse week. You could be Tessa Blanchard. That is
That
hilarious.
entrance.
I'm sorry. I think the entrance is fire. I don't think I would have had the live performance. I think that's what is really throwing people off. Like the live performance was weird, but the entrance song itself slaps.
But does it slap in general to you, or is it like, oh yeah, no, that's really good for Tessa?
I just bop to it.
Okay, so
like,
you're
and
it's
Tessa,
like
it goes with her. I think it
so
just
she's
goes with her.
irrelevant. She's just irrelevant in it. Then you know.
I don't think it's awful. Like the
Okay.
Def Rebel shit that we're hearing.
No, we're talking about that.
That is, I would say, 10 times better. I mean,
Also,
Tessa's is 10 times better than that.
Tom the man with that photo of a monkey.
Is his name George? Let's go. David,
He's
what's
got
up
something
to
on his
you?
t-shirt. Couldn't read it though.
Emperor Pitts, Empress Sara. That's new. I've not been called Emperor.
I don't mind being called a queen, or if you're like the final boss, called me the tribal queen.
The tribal queen. I like
Although
champ.
it's funny because I feel like I don't love that because I'm not like a Roman Reigns stan. However, call me whatever you guys want. That is nice.
But you respect the Samoan dynasty.
Yes. I would like to have
so
something
that's
that could be
fine.
like pretty deadly. That's something you need to come up with, Dylan.
They would queen. They would be queens. You could be a star and pretty deadly.
I can't deal. Okay.
What happened?
Somebody proposing an idea for the site about who the Patriots should trade, and he's literally saying that everybody on the offensive line should be traded.
Yeah, and that you know what we do to those people? Hit that ignore button on their face. I got you. Okay. So yeah, we're on a Friday because your boy was sick as a dog. Finally feeling better. And I can't think of a better way to kick off the crazy week that was with our favorite segment of the week.
Don't be a lemon, be a rosebud.
Don't be a lemon, Sarah. Be a rosebud. It is time for our favorite and least favorite things in wrestling we saw, heard, whatever, in the Wrestleverse. And I'm going to start with mine because mine's not anything that we saw on television. I'd rather address that in the topics in the main course when we go around the Wrestleverse because this week was a weird week. Obviously, work reasons, but also in a good way because I actually got to listen to all the podcasts I usually do or want to do.
JD McDonough.
I listened to that one. Uh, it was-
Can I tell you something? I haven't watched the whole thing. I've seen clips, but do you think it's possible for me to be more obsessed after? Because
yeah. After you're gonna really be a JD McDonough stan after this.
I no,
Like I
I
watched
I've
that.
I've only seen clips and I'm more
Oh, you
obsessed.
gotta watch. You gotta listen or watch the whole thing. It's so good. He has such an incredible respect for the business to the point where you just have to love him.
And
And
Fergie,
and he is his loyalty, basically knowing him. They grew up like
since he was
behind each other.
12. Since
Yeah,
he was
insane.
12.
Insane. Like, so you had that interview. I listened to the Chris Bay interview, which
Mhm.
I mean, talk about motivation, and just a hell of a story
Mhm.
is the whole Chris Bay incident that happened. And now he went on CVV, told that story, and you know, his attitude and mindset towards life right now is something that we should all be taking a little piece
We
from.
should learn from.
Learn from it. Thank you. We should learn from it. 100%. It was incredible. And then, um, who was the one that was out today? It went Chris Bay. Shit.
CVV?
Yeah.
Oh, I
Shit, it
don't know.
was
I
Chris
didn't see who was
Bay.
today. I haven't
No,
seen it.
oh, Rob Van Dam.
Oh. Mhm.
Rob Van Dam that was a hell of an interview too.
I like that he addressed his Shawn Michaels impersonation.
Yes.
That was something I thought was really big of him. Because I don't think it's a great look for somebody to be in a position where they can't understand how someone feels unless they've been through it themselves. And that is something that a lot of people like that's what they deal with. It's like I have a hard time understanding you or empathizing with you because I
Mhm,
don't know what it feels like to have gone through that or to have dealt with that. And
mhm,
so with him talking about, dealing with the head injury and his like loss of vision and stuff, it's like kind of why it like put it into perspective
mhm.
for him with making fun of Sean's eye. And so I just thought that was nice of him to do that because
Oh,
it's
very
not
nice.
often that people will address things like that, especially where people have thought it was hilarious. It's the same thing I think with like uh Kurt Angle talking about how he doesn't want to be referred to as Pert Kurt anymore, and a lot of people have just immediately stopped doing it. And
Oh,
it's
yeah.
like because you actually heard it from him, so you're like, okay, he doesn't like it, so stop doing it. This was like Rob went through a situation where he's like, oh wait, maybe I shouldn't be saying this about somebody else who's
Mhm,
dealing with things that now I understand. I don't know.
mhm.
I thought that was cool because like he didn't have to do that.
He didn't at all. And we topped it off with the Extreme Life of Matt Hardy podcast with our
Hmm.
dude John Alban, Matt Hardy, which it was good this week. They talked about what I like about the show is they talk about what's going on in the current industry.
Hmm.
Matt doesn't just stick to what show he's on, only talk about TNA or whatnot. And then they always talk about something from Matt's past, whether it be an event or a feud he was involved with, a show he was on, or an event that he watched as a fan, basically, that wasn't involved with, but was a historical wrestling moment of some sort. So
Hmm.
it's nice. I love listening to those podcasts because I love going into the mind of a wrestler and
Hmm.
how they view the product. Because the fan, yeah, I there's a million of us. All right, we view it one way. So to see it from their eyes and to hear the behind the scenes stories too about what goes into making matches and how to get the reaction from the crowd, all that stuff is just so fascinating to me.
I do think from what I don't know, maybe if you've been watching for a while, I don't know if we have talked about it on air, but I'm learning that we actually don't all watch wrestling the same.
We don't.
So so that
I love
is
it. It's my
so
favorite
it's
thing.
like kind of one of those things where that people get into. People like enjoy watching watch alongs or they enjoy watching streamers and they're talking about the show. And it's like, how many of those people can you all watch? You're all watching the same thing. So like, aren't they all going to have the same reaction or opinions on it?
But
No. So that's what's interesting, because I've learned this from talking to you and from talking to some of my friends at work. Like, we don't watch wrestling the same. We don't perceive storylines and feuds and wrestlers the same, even though, yes, we are all watching the same show.
Yeah.
So I think that kind of is interesting, because it opens the door to wanting to hear what other people have to say, because you might watch so-and-so and they think one thing, and then you go and switch to a different streamer and they're saying the complete opposite. So I think that's fascinating, honestly, because hearing from the wrestler's perspective is cool, but I don't think that the differing opinions of fans gets credit enough, because I think even wrestlers think that we view things the same, and we don't.
Wrestling is a microcosm for the world around us. That's how I view it. And it's just it's a microcosm. It's a little piece, whatever, of the world that we live in. And that's why it's so fascinating, amongst other reasons, which I could go on and on and on. But I've already talked about my favorite things. Sarah, what is your favorite thing in wrestling this week?
So I saw somebody throw this idea on Twitter, and I don't hate it. I think that it shouldn't happen right away, but people are not overly thrilled already with the tag team title reign with Raquel and Liv. And I don't 100% support that, but I do understand. We knew that the women's tag titles are just not prioritized. So it makes sense that it's not looking good so far for Liv and Raquel. I mean, they just had Raquel in a number 1 contenders match and whatever for the IC title. And it's like, what is going on here? Like, why are we not defending the tag titles? We have Liv on SmackDown against Jade, which is totally fine. But what about the tag titles? Like, why are you not on NXT or something? So somebody I think it was Patrick the Heel, and he's very controversial, but I thought that he had a good idea. He said that putting the women's intercontinental title on Liv Morgan would be a great idea. And I don't disagree. Like, shout out to Lyra. She's been great. She's a great wrestler, obviously. They just have not done well with her since she won the title.
She's and it's blue chipper baby face of the women's division. Like, it's squeaky clean, and it's not exciting like a Liv Morgan.
And I think, like, I hate saying that, because it's like, I really enjoy watching her wrestle, but there's just like not anything super unique about her other than she's Irish. And so it feels like they're just, and that's the thing that I think can get boring about baby faces, is that it's like there's really nothing unique about them other than probably like what they look like or where they're from. And it's like, and it's like they don't add extra layers to them, which is why I think people get sick of them, or why I tend to not really care for baby faces, because it's like, cool, okay, yay, rah rah, like, but there's only so much you can do. But I feel, can you imagine Liv Morgan as women's IC champion, which I think is incredible. You put her on TV every single week. She kills it in matches. Like, she's, put an NXT women's tag team with the titles. Do that. That would serve them better. Then make Dom Intercontinental champion. Give me the power couple, the Intercontinental power couple. Okay. That's what I want. That would be so good. Okay, so that's why I'm like, that was something that I'm like, put this out into the universe. Let Triple H see it on his burner. Okay, let Triple H see this on his Twitter burner. Let's put that into his little brain.
Hang him high. We're talking to you. Okay.
Yeah.
Come on. Put this on your.
Just let him know, because I think it would be a fantastic idea.
I only would disagree with the Intercontinental, because I would like Dakota Kai to have it personally. And I would put Dom as Intercontinental champion. That should absolutely be the assignment. We need Summer Dom.
Yes.
Who's with me?
I'm into both of that, because I really think that when they gave him the North American Championship, it was too early. Like, it fit the story and it made you hate him, but I don't think he gets enough credit for just how good he is, especially in the ring, and how good he has gotten. So I feel like putting a title on him now is a lot more like deserving, or you can, even if you don't like his character, you're like, okay, yeah, I get it, you know. I don't know when that'll happen. Obviously, it looks like there's going to be a multi-man match at Mania. Dom might be in it. I don't know. Can you imagine him winning at Mania? Oh my god.
It would break his losing streak.
Him beating Braun Breaker.
But I
But
don't have him. What if he pinned Finn?
yes, that's what I'm saying.
Pin
But I'm saying
Finn.
beating Breaker for the title is all I mean. Like,
That's a good hashtag.
I'm into it. I
Pin
need to get my
Finn.
Dirty Dom shirt for Mania because I need my Dirty Dom shirt.
I'm at this point. I'm not gonna order one. I'll just buy one out there, and that'll be.
No,
my
I want an older Dirty Dom shirt. That's why I want
you
the one
know-
that literally says Dirty Dom on it, and he's got like the bandana over his face. That's the one I want. So that's an old one, so I'd have to order it. But anyway, yeah, I like this idea. I think it would be really great. I think it would be good for both Liv and Dom, and I also think it would be good for those divisions, for the mid-card championship, like the mid-card scene. I think it would be good to have both of them on again, because there would not be complaints every single week about Lyra not being on TV or Braun Breaker not being on TV. And if they get more TV time and whatever, I'm good with that. Like, I want that for them, but if they're not going to do that, then put it on people that you're going to have on TV every single week anyway. And right now that's Liv and Dom. It's the same thing that we said with the women's tag titles. Take them off of the Unholy Union, put them on Bianca and Naomi. And it was like, okay, they might not have defended them a lot, but they were on TV every week. So you were remembering that they were the champions. So yeah, I don't know. We have a lot of comments.
We do. I was trying to find something, but I couldn't find it. I don't know what my lemon is, so you go first.
All right. My lemon, and this I think is, I don't know, maybe this is very niche, maybe being very picky, but it was one of those things that I feel like is not at the front of your mind until you keep seeing it happen, or like people are talking about it. And I think that's what I don't know, it just like piqued my interest at that point. And I was like, you know what? No, that is a fair argument. And that is what we've seen over like the past like 2 weeks on SmackDown and on Raw, sending people out there to talk about a superstar who's not there and having them say, oh, they'll be here next week. They did it with Paul Heyman. Paul Heyman comes out and talks about Roman, but Roman's not there. He'll be here next week. Then they have Seth Rollins on Raw, and he's talking about CM Punk. Oh, CM Punk is not here. He'll be here next week. Same thing with Roman. And it's like, stop doing that. Just stop doing that, because it's like, the thing is those are big names, and maybe they weren't advertised for the show, so you can't say, oh, well, it's screwing over the fan, whatever. But like, how about we just don't mention that they're not here or that they're going to be here next week? Like, you're doing that in front of a crowd, especially right now. We're talking about how they're in Europe. These are people who don't normally get to see WWE. Like, not even once a year. It might be every couple years, because that's how not often they go to these places. So then for Seth to be out there and be like, ha ha ha, Punk's not here, and neither's Roman. Like, why are you doing that to him? And why are you doing that to the fans? It just seems really silly to me. And like I said, this might be like a very niche, like very specific complaint.
I think it is.
But I don't know.
I'm with you. It's niche. It is very niche in the sense where it's not about the product in front of us. It's about the presentation. Yeah. And you're right. I agree, because it's lazy. It's old school. And it's just a way to get them on screen and in the live crowd. So you're getting that, Seth. Like, I get it, and that's I'm for it, whatever. But throw that to a match for superstars that aren't getting the screen time. Give them like a backstage, make it more. We've seen more of the cinematic shit since COVID and whatnot. Do something more cinematic, like what they used to do in NXT. Like, yeah, I remember Dijak's, vignettes essentially, that he would cut the family with the Don, how they would have dinner at the restaurant. Do stuff like that, and that's more appealing to the person who's watching on Netflix, while also still appealing to the live crowd.
Well, because then they very easily could have had Seth out there, and then they could have played like a pre-recorded thing of Punk. You know what I mean? Like as if he's backstage, but he's not actually there, and Seth doesn't respond to him. Like they don't have a back and forth, but it feels like, at least that way it could be like, oh, well, he was there, but he didn't come out or something like that. I don't know. It just seems kind of silly that, and it's, I think it's not an issue normally, like on a week-to-week basis or something, but I think when you have SmackDown and it's like, oh, one of the biggest stars is not here, and your Roman's not there, then just a couple days later, again, two big stars are not there. It's just kind of like, what are we doing? It just feels lazy. Like you could have done something to like make it up on the fly or something to make it, I don't know. I hope I explained it right. Like I don't know how to like get my point across, but
no, you're right. I'm with you. I'm with you there. I can't. Can someone tell me the team that is basically Shield 2.0 in NXT right now? I cannot.
I forget what they're called. They just
cannot think of their name. Dark State.
Yeah, it's something like that. Yeah.
Okay, someone confirm it for me because I have a banner. I wanted to get the. I'm looking at comments now because my lemon. I really don't have. I really don't have one. Well, I do. I do, but
hold on. People were talking about their age.
Oh shit!
Jay said he's older than us. Okay. Tom says he was old because he watched SmackDown on UPN. Bro, so did I.
I watched it on UPN. You kidding me? When 3-6 Mafia put on a live performance of somebody going get their ass beat.
If you're old, then I'm a grandma because I'm older than you.
Damn. I didn't like the UPN. Yeah.
Dylan's
there you go. Me too.
And Dylan said he will come up with something. Thank you.
God, UPN was awesome.
Jay's lemon is the Raw time because he went to watch around 9 p.m. and he forgot that it was on a lot earlier. It will be like that for the next 2 weeks. Raw on Monday will be on at 4 p.m. Eastern.
My time.
And then the week after is back at 3, I believe. Dylan said his rosebud is Rhea acting like a child signing her name on the contract. Reminds me of when I took someone's paper and wrote my name on it in school. His lemon is Judgment Day not turning on Finn there because he wanted to see it. I think it's happening. I think it would be it should happen at Mania when Dom pins Finn for the IC title. I'm just saying.
That would be awesome. Dark State. Thank you, Tom.
Yes.
All right.
Tom enjoys everything in wrestling except for bra and panties matches.
He's a respect guy.
Yeah. I don't blame you. I appreciate a beautiful woman as a straight woman, but I also did not particularly enjoy the let me slowly undress and
it was more of a rip,
whatever. Final Boss says, "What's up?" Oh yeah. So do we want to talk about what they did on SmackDown or we want to wait until Sunday?
I'll just wait till Sunday. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Like you already created the show. We're not going to spoil it. You know what I mean?
And yeah, make sure you guys come back. Byron and Tom, make sure you guys come back. Jay on Sunday. We'll be talking about SmackDown on Sunday. We're probably going to be doing Sunday from now on because that's when it works best for Mr. Pitts.
Sorry. I am popular. Summer is here.
Summer's not here. It's March.
Yeah, my girlfriend says the same thing. She said it's barely spring. Like, what do you? I need to be in the summer energy mode. Come on.
I cannot talk about Jey Uso winning the title at this moment. I can't do it.
It's just him, Uso. Day one-ish.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay.
Here we go with that. All right. We'll go around the Wrestleverse. Was going to start obviously with, Mr. Juan Cena, but we do have breaking news that happened today.
We knew this though,
but it's confirmed.
Well, I guess.
All right. Well, confirmed by Fightful Espanol that Rey Fénix has signed with the WWE.
With SmackDown.
Did
they play another teaser for what we think is Aleister Black?
Oh, yes, they did.
Did it say 4 or 3? Did it say 3? Did it say anything?
I didn't. I try to not look at the spoilers.
Oh, okay. I didn't see. Well, just because last week when they did it,
No.
It said 4. So I just didn't know if I have, because SmackDown isn't on for us yet. So I haven't
It's
seen it.
not. That's
But
why
you
I
guys
have.
can tell me, did they play a
Do
video?
we have any international peeps here that can play spoiler? I would not like
Oh,
that.
when the NFL is here, Mr. Pitts is going to have to suck it up and do it on Saturdays because your girl cannot work.
Oh, 100%.
Cannot cut.
That's no,
I
we're
can't
both
stream on Saturdays.
working different ways working.
Yeah, I can't.
We'll figure it out too. We gotta figure out SmackDown breakdown after that.
But anyway, so yeah, I mean, they didn't last week. They kind of tried to hide who this might be about. This week, they did not give a single foot, probably because we all figured it out anyway. Because they literally like show his body and everything. Like you can't tell me that that's not Rey Fenix.
Oh my god, I saw the tattoos and the mask.
So I don't know. I think this is a good idea. This is what I said I wanted to happen. I don't know if you remember when I said, okay, once it seemed clear that he was gone from AEW, I was saying, okay, let's put him on SmackDown. Let's have him debut separately from his brother and have them establish themselves as singles guys and then eventually can come together, especially because there is quite it's been quite a couple months since Penta's been in WWE, so you can't just like squash what he's doing to automatically just put him into the tag team scene. So I don't know, I'm into this and I'm interested to see how they go about it because they made it such a big deal when Penta came and his presentation is like so huge.
Incredible.
And
so
it's
well
like
done.
Kind of competitive with like, how are they going to do that with his brother? Are they going to try and make it as big of a deal? Are they going to make his entrance like that over the top as well? Like, is he going to get that Penta treatment on SmackDown? That is kind of something that I feel like adds an extra layer of excitement to like, oh, what is he going to do? What are they going to do with him? It's not just who's he going to feud with and what's he going to do. It's like, I'm interested to see how they go about presenting him because we just saw what they did with his brother.
Imagine they throw the U.S. title on him.
I mean, that's the thing, though. That's why it's like, as much as I love Dom winning it at Mania, are we sure that they're not just going to put it on Penta? They could feud.
Yeah. Oh, Dom and Penta? Yeah.
Put it on Dom and then have him have it until like SummerSlam. And then Penta takes it at SummerSlam. I'm into that.
God.
Rey Fenix botch machine. What?
He did have a couple. I mean, not like everyone's a
Hey,
botch
you know
machine.
what? King Jey Uso just fell on his head like Top Dollar. Okay,
he went full AJ Francis.
I cannot tell you how much I laughed when that happened. I was so happy he was okay, but my God, I died. That was hilarious. My little petty heart was like,
were you laughing at this? Were you laughing at this? John Cena addressed the crowd in Brussels on Monday afternoon Raw.
Oops.
In my world. Mm-hmm. Kicked off the what'd you do?
Oops. Where'd it go? Because there's a spelling error.
Oh. Okay, well, I'll just wait until
here you go.
Okay, John Cena addressed the crowd following his actions towards Cody Rhodes at Elimination Chamber for the first time in Brussels. Kicked off the show, made the most sense, and he came out swinging. He was letting the crowd have it. I have not seen this side of Cena in quite some time, blaming the fans for making him a puppet for all these years, and it felt so like it was awesome. You go.
I have to ask though, like before even saying, did you anticipate this was the direction he was going to go in?
No, and that's why I liked it. It was a lot of what I'm hearing is that it was so old school, basic heel. It's a heel of you people, not heel towards another superstar. And it can be overdrawn, which agreed, it can be. But for this instance, it makes the most sense. For what this heel turn is, it makes the most sense. And for what John Cena was to the fans for over 20 years, yes, he has every right to be fed up with the people. And what he was saying was so just not him whining and, saying how, what do we want? New heel turns coming. What are we gonna get? And you're not getting a new gear. I don't dress like you. You dress like me. And then no music, no new music, because that's my voice.
I
No
love
one could
that.
take that from me. He said that. I was like, okay, no, I like
I
that
told you I
better.
didn't think he needed to change his music.
And then Sarah,
He broke up with.
he point at the kid,
Oh my God.
the little kid.
We
He
haven't.
said,
We
I
have a.
love you, John Cena.
We
And he
have a
goes,
Cena
especially
kid.
that kid. We have a
Yeah.
Cena kid now.
Instead of the Miz girl, it's the Cena boy.
The Cena kid
Mhm.
is told that he is the epitome of an abusive, toxic relationship. And then they pan to the kid, and the kid looks like he was just told he's not going to Disney World.
Gosh.
And it was awesome.
I think when I was watching it, I was like kind of unsure how I felt. And I think part of it was because like we just said, I don't think we really knew what direction he was going to take with this heel turn. The assumption is he's going to come out and trash Cody. That's what you think, because it's like that's the easy thing, right?
Yeah.
And I think that's kind of why I was like, I'm not sure how I feel about this, but I think that it does make the most sense, given obviously his history and how much he has done for the fans. And then you can even talk about the retirement tour. That's not for John Cena. That's for the fans. And the fans have been even more loud and demanding with what they want to see, because it's like, all right, this is Cena's last year. I need to see him win 17. I need to see him against this guy and this guy and this guy. I need to see him do this. I need to, like, there's a lot of room for him to use that argument for why he did what he did. And Cody is just collateral damage. It wouldn't matter who the champion was, because he would maybe the argument is, I would have done it no matter who was the champion. And it kind of feels like that might be what they're trying to do, because him and Cody did not really have any back and forth. Cody came out afterwards, said whatever, left. Cena didn't say anything. So I think it's going to be interesting to see how they build upon that, because they could pivot and be like, okay, this is the first block of like, Cena's going to come out here and be like, I am the bad guy because you made me the bad guy. But he can also come out and be like, no, F Cody. Like, you can't take ownership of this company that I built and it's on my back. Like, I was the guy for however long, blah, blah, blah. Like, he can go after Cody. And I think that they might have to do that eventually.
They're going to. There's 3 weeks left.
Yeah.
This was the perfect way to plant the seeds for their match at Mania. Don't come out swinging immediately with Cena making comments about Cody and what he thinks of Cody as the champion. This is not a heel turn towards Cody. This is a heel turn, him turning his back on the WWE universe. We need to address them first. And he did that very well, to be honest. Like, I was blown away by it, just because of how accurate he kind of was.
Well, and I would say, before I move on to the other thing, if you've seen the reactions from kids, also,
oh my god, it's awesome. Oh my god,
my nephew, I get to see it front and center, right? Like with my nephew, because he saw the beatdown at Elimination Chamber, very upset, did not cry, close to it, but did not cry. Then he saw what Cena was saying about Cody, and he was pissed. He was so mad that he was saying all of that about the fans. And so I just think that's obviously, like, you're doing good if Cena's able to, like, affect kids in that way, But I also think what's interesting, because some people were saying that they were not thrilled with Cena not mentioning The Rock. And I think that just goes exactly into the same thing of, like, what we were just saying, is like, you can't do that yet. We need to just have him come out and explain the root of why he did what he did, because this is so beyond the John Cena that we have gotten to know and love over the past 20, 25 years. There has to be, like, a deeper rooted reason for him to join forces with his former biggest rival and turn on the guy that he's already put over more than once. So it's like, this is that explanation that we would all be asking for had he done, oh, I hate Cody, Cody sucks, and I paired up with The Rock because of this and blah, blah, blah. We would all be like, there has to be a different reason because that doesn't make sense. We've got that first. So now I'm just curious to be like, okay, we know the direction he can kind of go in addressing, why Cody, or was it a personal attack on Cody? I'm curious to see what he has to say about The Rock. But like you said, it might not be something that we hear about just yet because there is 3-4 weeks until Mania. And also maybe The Rock has to be there for them to like discuss it.
We don't need to hear about The Rock right now. We need to hear there's so many other steps that need to happen before we get to why John Cena chose to sell his soul to The Rock, essentially.
Yeah.
Like, you knew that when Cena came out, he had to address the fans. And Cody coming out to tie it up in a bow, great job. I really didn't want to hear much else from Cody yet because we have 3 weeks till the show.
I think
or
4.
4 weeks, 4
Yeah.
weeks till the show.
Mm-hmm.
We have time. You don't go to a restaurant and immediately order dessert.
Yeah.
I don't. I like to get a drink first, maybe an appetizer. Like, that's what I'm saying. You have to think of it in steps. Wrestling is a story. You don't just read chapter 1 and then you're immediately at chapter 47 and know the ending. You
Yeah.
have to go through it, and that's what this whole, this story is going to be.
Yep. Agreed. Also, I thought this one comment was that was your son.
That
Yeah,
was
my future son.
That
made me laugh.
That dressing him up for Halloween.
Did
you ever dress up like a wrestler for Halloween?
No.
I did
you have to
1
remember,
year.
my mom wasn't letting us watch it.
Oh, so. True. And like, yeah, you can't really dress up as. You didn't have Bailey's or
no. We
Becky's,
had. Hey,
no.
should I just wear a bra and panties at like 7?
Good Lita.
Should I have my thong hanging out at 8?
Miss the kitty, the cat.
Yeah, no.
I did before we go. 1 year for college, we had a frat
you dressed up
Halloween
like Bray Wyatt
thing.
last year.
Okay, I have another time I dressed up like.
Okay, so I'm saying it's more than once.
It is more than once, 100%. The first time I did, it was Kevin Owens for a college party, but I had the beard. Like, it was the most spot on Kevin Owens to the point where I would show people who were not wrestling fans, even like people who would say that it was, fake, all that. And I would show them the picture on my phone side by side because it was with the IC belt. I had the toy one with the white. They were like, holy shit, unbelievable. Like, it was so spot on. I think it was in that moment I knew Kevin Owens was my soulmate.
Cute.
All right, get rid of that. Yeah, let's keep going with WWE. Let's just go in order here. We're already talking about Raw, and you wanted to bring this up. I'm just gonna let you. You know what, Sarah? I really have no positive things to add to this.
Okay, you don't. Okay.
No,
I just
no, I wish they were doing something different with this. I'm in the camp where I've seen a whole lot better treatment of Royal Rumble winners, and I've seen a whole lot worse. So to me, this is just, it's vanilla ice cream on a dessert dish. Like, it's just there. I might pick at it, but like.
Okay. So, I was looking forward to this match because we slowly but surely became fans of Mr. Austin Theory on this show.
We did.
Yeah, I could not stand the man at first. But then I just like, oh my God, I love him. And that's how I feel. So after seeing him against Grayson Waller last week, I was like, okay, Jay versus Theory, like this could be cool. After, we see the top dollar thing, and then we see him beat Theory with a body slam. First of all,
crossbody.
Whatever. Okay. Okay, I can't get into my Jey Uso argument every single week because y'all already know how I feel about Jey Uso. Okay, I can't do it again. I'm more concerned about what the hell are they doing with Austin Theory? What?
Oh, that's the conversation you want to have about
That's
this.
the conversation. I cannot talk about how Jey Uso.
Yeah, let's not beat the dead horse. Let's not do that on this Friday.
Okay.
Let's if you want to have an Austin Theory convo, I'll have a different one.
Yes.
I'll have that conversation with you.
I need to save my energy and disappointment with Jey Uso for what happens with him and Gunther, and when he beats Gunther at Mania. So I need to just like harvest, keep that energy on the inside for now. My problem was, what was the thought process behind this? Because we've talked about like, okay, we need to see Jey doing more matches because he hadn't done anything. Gunther was out there putting his title on the line, and regardless of who the opponents were and if I agree with it or not, he was still out there doing matches. He's doing dark matches, like Fightful was just posting about him versus AJ Styles over the past week. Not fair that we did not get to see that. Okay, but whatever.
The international crowd deserves it. I hate to break it to you, but they deserve it.
I deserve it. Okay?
Says who?
I do. Gunther does.
Says you.
No, Gunther says it. So him having a match, great. Him having some sort of feud so they can try and get people excited about Jey Uso again, even though I don't care. Like, even if you partner with Joe Hendry, I'm excited about Joe Hendry, not you. But why did you have to squash Austin Theory? Why couldn't you have squashed somebody else? Like, I don't know. I just think that this is like, I just don't get how you sit on a talent like Theory for as long as they have, and then you have him get squashed by Jey Uso of all people. And it's not even just, it was like a 5-minute match and he got squashed. It was literally one move.
No,
that doesn't take out anybody unless you're the Big Show doing a crossbody on like Rey Mysterio. And it's because of the size difference. That's the only reason why it would work. It's never like, let's see Jey Uso do a crossbody to Austin Theory and Theory's just gonna lay there. What? Like, it's this kind of thing that just disappoints me because, like, I get it. Jey is like the hot thing right now, so you want to keep going with that. But you can't be doing it at the hand of Austin Theory. He's a guy that can be the face of your company eventually if you just actually put time and effort into building him up or putting him in actual feuds and giving him time in matches. Instead, you want to give like, everybody loves to say yeet, so let's have him do it. Like, what are we doing?
You know why the match got cut short was because Cena.
I know you're trying to make it as like a gotcha point, and I know it was 32 minutes. I did not defend that.
Oh, you did your research. Okay.
Yeah, all right. I was paying attention to the time, brother. I saw what time it was. But we also have to look. It ended 15 to 20 minutes earlier than the show normally does. So I don't think that that's an excuse either, because when the main event was over, there was still, like I said, 15 to 20 minutes left of the show that we had normally been getting. It wasn't even 2.5 hours. So like, that to me is not an excuse. It also just shows that Theory was going to lose anyway, but couldn't we have done it in a different way? Like, it didn't have to be a crossbody.
I would have liked a roll up.
It could, something stupid like that. Like, it would have pissed me off, but other people lose to a roll up. You know what I mean? And like, you're like, oh, okay, you kind of get what they were supposed to do here. But like I said, I just don't like it when it's like when it's an Austin Theory getting treated this way, because we've all been begging for him to get a singles push for so long. We've been begging for him to do a feud with Grayson Waller. Him and Grayson Waller need to break up. Their stock has dropped significantly since they were brought up from NXT. Grayson Waller was having Grayson Waller effects every single week with the top guys in the company. And now we're lucky if we even see him on Raw or SmackDown. Like, so, I don't know. I just feel like this was doing Theory dirty, and I did not like that at all. And excuse me, no. How dare you?
I mean, his ribs got squashed on that announce table. Fightful reports that Alexa Bliss has been pulled from WWE World. My thought, Sarah, about this is that we are going to see her being involved with the Wyatt Six, which would make sense for her not to be at appearances because she's.
I that's the thing. I think that that's the assumption. We're gonna say it again. Fightful is saying that Bo Dallas has been cleared to wrestle. I guess he had an injury, and that's why they haven't been on TV. The problem that I have is they shouldn't have listed her as somebody who was going to be at WWE World if they didn't know for sure that that was going to happen. Because the thing is it would have been totally fine if she was just somebody that they randomly added. You know, they could have like added her next week if it was like, oh yeah, she'll be at WWE World because the plans that we have for her aren't going to work for Mania. Add her next week, promote it, and say, okay, Alexa Bliss has been added. Tickets will be on sale next Tuesday at 10 a.m. or whatever. That way, you don't have people who are huge Alexa Bliss fans sitting in the queue waiting to get in to buy her tickets, and then either she's mysteriously gone, or I think some people were saying they did buy tickets and then they were refunded. So they could have avoided disaster by just adding her later. There's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah.
And they just chose not to do it.
I saw that she tweeted that she's fine, everything's fine, and SRS squashed another like troll account who's posting something that had to do with her health or whatnot, or I forget what it was, but he put that to bed. I'm just putting out a theory that with the Wyatt Six being healthy, that's also been reported by Fightful.
Yeah.
And, you know, her being pulled from WWE World, you don't see the Wyatt Six making any appearances at WWE World. I'm just connecting some dots here.
Yeah, I mean, I hope that's what it is because I mean, I think that we have been missing an Alexa character in the women's division, so they could definitely benefit from her being back. And you don't witness the biggest pop of the weekend at the Rumble and then don't do anything with her. And that's the thing that's been somewhat disappointing, right? Because she got into the Elimination Chamber and we haven't seen her really at all since. And so then this just makes it look even worse because it's like, oh, now she's pulled from an appearance. Does that mean she's not going to be at Mania? Like, what are we doing? So I really hope that they're going to do right by her because it just it just feels like there's more and more being added to the feeling that people are having with the women's division, that they just like don't care or they neglect it or they're not prioritizing like certain women that deserve to be on television or deserve to be getting these chances. And then, you know, when this happens, it's like, all right, it feels like you're getting confirmation bias, you know? And I hope that it is just we're looking too much into it, but actions speak louder than words. So unfortunately, that's how we feel right now.
We shall see. I want to talk about this. On Wednesday night, Jon Moxley took on Cope in a street fight for the AEW World Championship. It was, I would say, better than their match at Revolution. And there was a spot in the match there where Cope pulls out Spike, the spiked bat, or 2x4. And he goes and hits Mox with it in the ribs in the back, per usual. No problem there. Then he suplexed Mox on the tacks, on the bat, and the bat got stuck inside Mox.
Well, they were nails, wasn't it?
It was, yeah. It was a spiked bat of nails. And it got inside of Mox. And I said I didn't have a lemon this week. This was going to be my lemon because of the sheer reaction I had when watching it. Sarah, I've never had a reaction like that to watching wrestling. I couldn't keep my eyes off it. I was squirming. I that got a reaction out of me that I questioned hardcore wrestling, my love for it, I mean, for a second. I couldn't tell if it was too much. I didn't, what all this. And that's why I compare it to ECW, because they're doing shit like this. ECW was doing their own version of this back in the 90s. And that's what set them apart. This is what's setting them apart from the TNAs and
This is
WWE and
one
all that.
guy though.
But Mox, it's the dedication. He's hardcore. He loves hardcore. So I respect it. It's a different type of wrestling. It's the deathmatch style, which it's part of pro wrestling. I just still can't get over that the man drove 11 hours because there was a blizzard. It fucked up a lot of the roster's travel plans, including his. So he had to drive 11 hours, and he drove 11 hours to get suplexed onto a spiked bat full of nails that got in. And they went to pull it off,
I know.
and Wheeler couldn't do it.
I know.
And Mox looked over at him and just goes, "Do the spot. Just do the spot." And the ref pulled up. It was one of the most wild moments I've ever watched live watching wrestling.
I just think it's unnecessary. And I've said this before about some of the things like Hangman and Swerve with the needle. Like there's just certain things that like you don't have to go there. You know what I mean? Like bringing the bat out and swinging it on Moxley. There we go. You got it.
It did a job. That's the job.
Because the thing is it starts to get to a level where you're actually risking somebody's like health. You know what I mean? That's the thing that I'm saying. Like, it's just for shock value at that point. You can still get a shocking reaction, like with Cope swinging the bat on him. That is totally fine. We just saw it with Kevin Owens versus Sami Zayn with the barbed wire wrapped steel chairs. They kept hitting each other and landing on it. It did the same job that they were trying to accomplish in this match, but we didn't have to risk like whatever could happen to Moxley's back, or like if like what if those
back and his lungs.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Is that necessary? No.
That's where I drew it. That's where I actually started to draw my moral line. It's so weird. I've never like felt this before watching a hardcore match.
Mm-hmm.
But when you have a moment like that happen, and you know, it's different from going through a table or going through a ladder. You know, this is a spiked nail that's going inside of you, and you don't know what it's going to do once it gets in there. You know, he's very lucky that it didn't hit his lung or puncture something that he could bleed out.
All JD McDonough did was his back hit the side of the table. That broke ribs and punctured his lungs. Moxley is taking a big bump on top of a bed of nails, essentially. And we're supposed to be surprised that they got lodged in his back.
Yeah, and the way he took it was, I have seen some fucked up shit in my 25 years of watching wrestling. That is up there with probably the number one.
Yeah,
probably.
I just don't think I don't know. These are the things that it's like, all right, I get it. Moxley agreed to do it or pitched it. Who knows? Copeland, because I refuse to call that man that other name. He agreed to do it, but it feels like we need some checks and balances because these are the types of things that we just don't need to see. Meetings. It's too, because I was seeing so many people react to it negatively, and people who are even like super into Moxley and the stuff he does. Those are people who are also being like, "What the fuck?" And that's when you know you
fucking here.
That's when you know you went too far. When people who have been super. That's what I'm saying. I saw more.
Yeah,
so it's like people who even really like the extreme, the hardcore, even like if we're talking again using the word super niche stuff that Moxley does. They were even like, ooh, even I'm like, ooh, you know, and that to me is like, okay, if you impact me or a fan like me in that way, who cares? Because I don't enjoy this kind of stuff anyway. But when you start impacting the people that actually sit there and want to see this stuff, that's when you know you made a mistake, because you're gonna lose those people if you keep doing stuff like this. So I don't know. I think someone just needs to rein Moxley in a little bit. Someone needs to kind of be like, all right, let's do something crazy, but you don't got to do that.
I think Will Ospreay is going to be the one who dethrones him. I've done some critical
thinking. He needs to chill out too, though.
No, he's got better. He's got better. Oh, I listened to the CVV with Will Ospreay. It really did change my opinion on him. People said he was annoying as hell during the interview.
Who?
Ospreay.
Oh,
They just thought he was annoying. I'm like, no, that
annoying
dude's
in what way?
the way like he comes off the banter, like he's foreign. Like they just
Well, he's also
he's
comfortable with CVV because he's done a few
he's
interviews
very
with him.
comfortable with CVV. He loves pro wrestling. So he's
Mhm.
going to talk about it in a very excited way that
Mhm.
is going to actually get you more excited about it. It's infectious. I don't get how people don't like he's and if there is anybody to actually steer that company in the right direction, it is Will Ospreay. Like top 5 wrestler in the world for a fucking reason. I would like to see what this spot is. If like you could show this to me, that'd be great. Yeah, I mean, if you're a Tom Man, if you're a Japanese death match fan, then you get it.
Well, and
But
that's why I'm saying like I have said many times that like I didn't enjoy ECW. Like I don't enjoy extreme hardcore wrestling. Like it's because I'm squeamish. Like I don't like that kind of stuff. But
I
that's
love
I'm
it.
not saying that like there's anything
Love
wrong
it.
with it or I don't question people who like it. I just think that there's a line that we need to be careful with crossing, and I feel like that was an example that you just don't need to do
Absolutely
that.
was an example. It's crazy shit. Slammies also got announced today. The 2025 Slammy Awards are making their return. You can vote now on these categories: the female superstar of the year,
Liv Morgan.
Liv Morgan, Rhea Ripley, Bailey, Nia
Nope.
Jax, Tiffany Stratton, Chelsea Green,
Nope.
or Io Sky. I don't know.
The
Listen,
answer is Liv Morgan.
Chelsea Green deserves a goddamn Slammy this year. Let me
Yeah, but
read the
not
other
female,
categories.
not
Let's
female of
read
the
the other
year.
categories. I'm gonna do this way. Male superstar of the year:
Drew
Cody,
McIntyre.
Roman, Gunther, CM Punk, Damian Priest, Drew McIntyre, Jey Uso, Seth Rollins.
How
Most
many of those
memorable.
people were gone for multiple months last year? Just saying. CM Punk was gone for multiple months. Roman Reigns was gone for multiple months. You cannot have them in there. Sorry.
Most memorable entrance: Cody at WrestleMania, Jey Uso on the Netflix debut with Travis Scott, Roman's Mania entrance, Rock's Mania entrance, Bailey's Mania entrance, Randy Orton at Bash in Berlin, Seth Rollins with the Mummers at Mania, Sami Zayn in Montreal with Jey Uso, Sami Zayn at WrestleMania with Kevin Owens and Chad Gable. Chad, what? I don't remember that. Logan Paul at SummerSlam with MGK. Fuck no. Dominic at Bad Blood with Liv Morgan in the Lowrider. Drew McIntyre at Clash of the Castle.
I don't even know. I would have to really think about that one.
Oh my God, moment of the year: Cody Rhodes versus Roman match finish. I mean, yeah, that's basically it. That's the greatest moment in WrestleMania history. Dominic Mysterio turning on Rhea. Kevin Owens turning on Randy and Cody. New Day turning on Big E. Tiffany's Money in the Bank cash in. Damian Priest Money in the Bank cash in. The Wyatt Six debut. Braun Breaker spearing IShow Speed. That was pretty incredible. Bronson Reed hitting a tsunami on Braun Strowman onto the car.
That
Cena turning on Cody Rhodes. Roman returning at SummerSlam and Io beating.
why is Cena turning on Cody Rhodes in there?
Because it was
Isn't it supposed to happen in 2024?
It was the 2025. Yeah, true.
That just happened.
Well, they'll probably overlap it. It's like probably a MLB baseball rookie thing. Anyways, faction of the year: OG Bloodline, Judgment Day, New Bloodline, American Made, Damage Control.
That's it?
That's it. That's what I got. No NXT.
Okay, well,
Main roster only.
Interesting. Okay.
Have to be on the main roster to win a Slammy, it looks like.
Okay.
Tag Team of the Year: DIY, Awesome Truth, A-Town Down Under, Jade and Bianca, Motor City Machine Guns, Bloodline, War Raiders, Judgment Day, Street Profits, Liv and Raquel.
Excuse me, no, Pretty Deadly. That is so rude. But I would say
That
Motor
was
City,
very rude.
Motor City Machine Guns.
Motor City Machine
But
Guns.
if it wasn't them, I'd say Pretty Deadly. Okay.
Rivalry of the Year: Bloodline versus Bloodline.
Speaking of, Pretty Deadly was not announced for WWE World.
But they're there, right?
I don't know. I don't know if they're going to have any that are free this year. Everybody you had to pay
Vegas,
for.
nothing's free.
Yeah, but if I'm like Pretty Deadly's not going to be there, that's incredibly rude. But go ahead. Sorry.
Maybe you go find him, Sarah.
I should.
Rivalry of the year was Bloodline versus Bloodline, Nia Jax and Tiffany Stratton, KO versus Cody, Damian Priest and Finn Balor, Liv and Rhea, Roman Cody, and what I know is your answer, CM Punk, Drew McIntyre.
That should be your answer too. That should be
100% is.
everybody's
It
answer.
kind of is. I
Yeah,
mean, that was
let's-
top to bottom.
Yeah.
That was unbelievable. NXT, here we go. Now we're getting some NXT superstars. God, it's a lot of fucking categories. All right, NXT Superstar of the Year, Oba Femi, Roxanne Perez, Trick Williams, Ethan Page, Julia, or Kalani Jordan.
Obafemi.
Oba, it's Oba. Oh, Oba Femi is my favorite NXT superstar right now. That dude is a monster. Oh my god, he's so incredible. Match of the year, I mean, Roman versus Cody at WrestleMania, CM Punk, Drew McIntyre, Hell in a Cell, the night one main event of Rock, Roman, Cody, Seth, Liv and Rhea at SummerSlam, Damian Priest, Gunther at SummerSlam,
Please.
Cody Rhodes and AJ Styles at Backlash, the men's War Games match, Bailey versus Io Sky at WrestleMania, Sami Zayn versus Gunther at WrestleMania, Gunther versus Randy at Bash in Berlin, Seth Punk at the Netflix premiere.
How many matches is that for Gunther?
That's a lot.
But Gunther sucks. I would say it's Cody Roman at Mania or Drew Punk.
I would have to go. Oh, that's tough. I don't know yet. I
couldn't decide between those two, honestly, because
that
I feel
ending,
like
ending to the Mania match. I
know.
still that is going to be like a core. That's going to be a core memory forever. Is that ending to that match? What the fuck moment? WTF? R-Truth calls Triple H Ciampa. Kevin Owens car interviews. Chelsea Green goes into the dumpster. Dominic in the shark cage. I Show Speed with Logan Paul at Mania. LA Knight in Logan Paul's pool. R-Truth wrestles with John Cena. Rabid noises from Tama Tonga. Jacob Fatu, I Love You solo.
Yes.
And Wide Six debut.
I don't know. There's a lot of those I would be okay
There's a lot
with.
there. So to start of the year, there's only two.
Low.
There's only two. It's Chelsea Green and Drew McIntyre.
Oh my god! Because of last year's Slammies.
Did you see Chelsea Green during her match in NXT? The fans were pledging their allegiance to Chelsea Green.
Yes. I saw the video of the.
That's a crowd chant now.
I know.
I want to do that so bad.
I know.
I pledge
So,
allegiance to Chelsea.
If Liv wins Female Superstar of the Year, then Chelsea should wear social media, even though I do think Drew is better on social media.
See, the problem is Chelsea's so good on screen, and her social media is good, but she's better with the camera time that she's.
Yeah, but I
getting.
don't think she was the Female Superstar of the Year. I think that was Liv.
Liv did have a hell of a 2024.
So that's why I'm like, okay, if Chelsea can get a Slammy, then have her beat Drew this year.
And then the breakout superstar of the year, Braun Breaker, Lyra Valkyria, Penta, Oba, Julia, Tiffany Stratton, Jacob Fatu, Chelsea Green, Stephanie Valkyrie. See, that's where Chelsea Green actually should win, to be honest with you.
That's hard though. Because Penta, Julia, Stephanie, Oba.
Stephanie makes a case, but Chelsea Green is the most must-see act in the women's division. She's a star. She's a star.
That's a tough one.
And those are the categories there for the Slammies. And do you want? Yeah, we'll go through these two as well. Def Rebel continues to ruin Superstars entrance themes based on the spoilers. I'm assuming, Sarah, that you saw.
Yes, Street Profits have a new song, and
I didn't hate that one.
What?
I didn't hate that one.
I don't hate it, but it's like such a different vibe. Are they supposed to be heels? Is that what we're going with?
Yeah,
Are they
they're kind of heels.
okay? I'm confused about it. The problem that I have is that they use the same guy with a very identifiable voice as Solo Sikoa's theme.
I saw your tweet and I was like, "Wait, does it really?" And I
Yes.
heard that voice. It sounded like Kevin Gates though. I got Kevin Gates.
I don't know. It just sounds the same. So like that's all I thought of. The second I heard that voice, I was like, this sounds just like Solo's, and so that's why I was like, I don't dig that. I also haven't heard it, but so many people were complaining about Zelina Vega's and saying it was horrible.
Yeah, I haven't heard it yet. We were recording.
Yeah, so that is not great, but also we just have to look at like the people who had recently had their songs changed go back to their original version. AJ Styles went back to You Don't Want None. Even LA Knight went back to his old one. So it's like there's a couple people who have already made it pretty well known that they were not into the Def Rebel remix that their themes got, and it just feels like it just keeps getting worse and worse. And one of the aggregator accounts made a good point that, you know, when the Street Profits won last week, that the crowd went bananas. When their music hit today, it was like silent because no one knew who the hell it was. And it's like that is a big issue, and we've talked about it so many times, so I'm not going to keep saying it, but they need to figure it out. They need to get people in here who can make identifiable themes. There's a reason why audiences sing Randy Orton's theme, Cody Rhodes' theme, John Cena's theme, you know, like it's because you can identify it and people actually enjoy the song. People are not downloading these songs and listening to it. So
and as someone who does listen to theme songs throughout his day, if I'm not listening to it, that's an issue. And then Goldberg wants one more.
Yeah.
He's ready for his retirement tour. What's his really retirement match because Vince promised him one, but then COVID obviously happened and he didn't like the way he went out, Sarah. So he wants to come back and do one more match. I'm fine with it.
No.
I've always, it is what it is. It's going to happen. Goldberg's back. He's going to hit a spear, maybe a jackhammer.
But
we're going to go crazy and then he's going to vap.
But the thing is, who are you doing this for? Because it sure ain't the fans. That's the thing is I feel like everything in wrestling is meant for the fans, whether, you know, whether a good guy or a bad guy. But like there has to be a demand. There is no demand for Goldberg to get another like retirement run. No one cares. No one wants to see it. And this feels like he just wants it. And it's like, as if your previous run wasn't good. You took the title off Bray Wyatt, bro. Like, why do we need to see you again? And then, I know that he's not reliable, but Meltzer was saying that the plan was that he was going to feud with Gunther after he lost the title. Why?
Why are you believing Meltzer?
I'm not saying that, but I'm saying he threw that out there. So I'm saying, like, if that is even something that's being entertained, no. Do not have this man go from Jey Uso to Goldberg. Are you? No. Nobody cares. Nobody wants to see 60-year-old Goldberg in a ring. No one cares. Good for you, bro. You can still do it. You got stem cells. You feeling good. I'm happy for you. No one cares.
Not in my ring. Not in my ring, Sarah. That's what you're saying.
The thing is what do we want to see? Like, I think if anybody is going to say, oh, what do we want to see? It's probably him versus Braun Breaker because people are like, Braun Breaker's like a mini Goldberg. Okay. Do you really need to see that, though? It's like 26-year-old Braun Breaker versus Grandpa Goldberg. No one wants to see that. And I sure do not want to see him against Gunther and not have the title involved. I don't want the title involved, but I especially don't want it a match where there's nothing to fight for and Gunther's going to lose. No. We don't need it. And I'm sticking by it.
Jay wants to go over.
Well, you know what? There's plenty of matches you can look up. And that's Jay, by the way.
It said Jay. What the?
Oh, I thought you said I thought you said his full name. No. You can watch plenty of his old matches. Those are, you know, maybe worthy of being watched more than 60-year-old Goldberg now. But I also don't really believe Jay because I feel like everything that I say that I don't want or I don't like, Jay says the complete opposite.
He is the enemy. All right, it's time for the 1, 2, 3 count. quick ones today. Sarah, I'm keeping a track in my note section here because we're gonna add this to the show segments in kayfabe. We're calling it kayfabe canon. Two things popped into mind while watching wrestling over the week that it's not real, but in my mind, it is real type of thing. The best example I can give to start this out and to give you an idea of how I want to run this list is, that Dominic Mysterio is actually a Guerrero. That he is he is Eddie's son type of thing. Where in kayfabe, yes, it is, and that's what we say. Obviously not in real, it's not real in real life.
Okay, I
But
have one.
when anytime someone says Dirty Dom Mysterio, you think, yeah, that's Eddie's son, and that's the joke. So bit.
I have one.
You have one? All right.
Yeah. Undertaker and
I'll add
Kane
it.
are brothers.
Undertaker and Kane are brothers, Sarah. That's now you're getting it. Now you're on.
That's all I
You're
have right
perfect.
now, though.
That's fine, but think with that mindset to keep this list going, type of thing. Undertaker and Kane are brothers. Paul Bear is their dad. That would be the name. Their dad is Paul Bear. The other one that I had is that Jason Jordan and Kurt Angle spend.
That's what I was just
together.
gonna say. Yeah,
they spend holidays together, though. That's my little creative twist to it. Give me one more to round it off, because I just wanted to introduce it now so that anytime we think of it, we just add to the book. And anyone in the chat here can think of it. If you got,
I don't know if this would count, but like Lay Cool were both champions. Remember when they were women's champion and they had the broken
Lay
belt?
Cool were the first ever women's tag team champions.
I guess you could say that, yeah. Because I would love to have a title belt like that. That it was like broken like that.
Yeah, that would be a cool piece of memorabilia to have. All right, those are good ones for now. That's a creative one too, Sarah. I like that.
Do you know this person in the chat, by the way?
Not a clue.
Okay.
And then where's two? Dream WrestleMania entrance. I thought of this because I saw a video of, it was a high school band playing Stunt Like My Daddy by Lil Wayne and Birdman in like an orchestra band.
Mm-hmm.
If I had to have a dream WrestleMania entrance, it would be a band doing that type of thing, and then it would be live bagpipes shipping up to Boston. That would be hands down.
You know what would be a cool one too is it's that one football program, and I can't remember which one it is. The one that the football team comes out to enter Sandman.
LSU.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure.
No, it's not LSU.
Clemson, because Death Valley.
I don't remember, but anyway, that's always that would be like a really cool one. I feel like, because you just get like hyped, you know.
Do you have a walk-up song? Like what is your entrance theme? Like what song you listen to? Like, this would be my entrance theme.
Oh, I don't know. Remember, we always joked it would either be Jillian.
Oh, you want May, Virginia
or
Tech.
Okay, or cut my wrists and play my. That was the other one that I always joked about. But no, I haven't thought of one because that's the thing is, like, I don't know what my alter ego would be. Like, I know I'd be a heel, but like, I don't know, would I be like a dark emo girl? Like, I don't know. I would love to be like a Liv Morgan, but I'm not hot like Liv Morgan. But like, her aesthetic, I love it.
You can.
So
you're only a mindset away.
All right. So something like that, but I don't know what my theme would be.
Boston through and through. That is basically.
Yeah, I know you're obsessed with that song.
The Ship Up to Boss is my theme song.
Yeah, I've not. Oh my gosh, I have not thought about that hard enough. So
3. I've been playing 2K25. I've had the time to do so. I will be starting the My Rise next week. In the meantime, to prepare for it and get myself acquainted with the game, I've started playing the showcase mode, the Bloodline Dynasty. It's very good. It is very good. I've enjoyed it. The Paul Heyman vignettes beforehand to preview the matches and to give a little history to it have been really, really cool as well. The matches themselves, I have one issue, in that it's the objectives, obviously objectives to get superstars, all that. They do these challenges where you have to do a certain maneuver or challenge within a time frame. I hate that.
Yeah,
I
it's
don't like
hard.
that.
Yeah.
I don't like that because the computer will reverse it and it really fucks up the rhythm. And then I have to
Well,
go
and
back
that's
and reset.
but that's because they're trying to make it more difficult.
Oh, it's so much more difficult. It's so annoying. It's so I did what one.
Is there a difficulty level on the game?
We can lower it.
Okay, so I was saying like you could always do that if you wanted to.
If it got that bad, I don't know if Showcase has a set one, but I know throughout the game you can lower
Well,
it
it's like
different modes.
with Tony Hawk Pro Skater, you know, like I love to turn the thing on where you don't fall.
Oh yeah.
So that like you land every trick, you know.
You're like this, but like no, like a cat. You're like
I landed that. Yeah.
I totally landed that 720
Yeah.
Indy.
Yes, exactly. So that's why I was saying, I was like, does that happen in wrestling games too? I don't know. I haven't played one.
I mean, the easier it is, the person goes from being an actual fighter to basically a pillow.
Yeah, just
I used to do that.
But that's a good practice, I guess.
Oh, it is. It's Sarah. It's so fun. I played that. I got universe mode going a little bit too. I'm doing a little. No, instead of saying, "Oh, I'm going to showcase this and whatnot," like I'm working on universe mode to getting it all the way I want it to, so that if we do get interest in it, then you stream it. You know what I mean? It's already set up and whatnot. I made you though. We made you in the game.
I know you said that. I want to make myself too, like my alter ego, but like made by me. You know.
Yeah.
Maybe you could bring it on our trip. Bring your Xbox.
Bring the whole ass Xbox.
Yeah.
That'll get through.
Well, oh, that's right. I forgot you were going on a plane. I forgot.
I'm going on a bachelor party the week before, so
yeah.
Let's go. You're
a friend from work is going on a bachelor trip to Scottsdale the week before our work trip. It's like, and then my boss did his bachelor trip in Scottsdale, and I was like,
everyone's doing bachelor. I had a friend who did her bachelorette party in Scottsdale.
I don't get it.
I don't either. I'm just going. My buddy's getting married. Happy for him. Finally going to a bachelor party. It's gonna be awesome.
Yeah.
Cannot wait. So that's all we got. Thank you guys for bearing with us and sticking with us here on a weird Friday. I understand we have SmackDown on for us normies in the Americas in a half hour. We'll be back on Sunday to talk about it. And we got a lot of shit brewing in the works. I'm going live next week with the My Rise. I will start. We're going to create the whole thing. I haven't touched it yet. We will create nonsense during that stream and play through it. And yeah, we're going to see what happens. We'll also
have to figure out the schedule from when I'm on my work trip.
True.
So probably we probably won't be able to record until Friday that week. So probably Sunday and then not again until Friday.
All right.
Because I'm gone Monday to Thursday.
I got you. So be on the lookout for that. They're not replaying it. It was in Italy. So
so it was live, but because it's on USA Network, it's not live. You can't watch it live in the US until this normal time. So.
Exactly. So
yeah,
we will have to wait for that.
Yeah.
And until next time, until Sunday, thank you guys for tuning into this edition of No Nights Off. God bless. Remember that you could do it. All you gotta do is try. See you on Sunday.